Right about now. I'm on a BlackBerry hype. So me just put on a BlackBerry hype. Email, text me, BlackBerry hype. Cause girls get linked on a BlackBerry hype. Yeah, I'm on a BlackBerry hype. Feel like I'm on a service line. So me just put on a BlackBerry hype. Love things get done on a BlackBerry hype. I'm on a BlackBerry. Love girls get linked on a BlackBerry. Love things get done on a BlackBerry. Love man one all up on a BlackBerry. Yeah, I'm on a BlackBerry hype. So me just put on a BlackBerry hype. Email, text me, BlackBerry hype. Love girls get linked on a BlackBerry hype. You don't know Max Orlando. You don't know Max Orlando. You don't know. I'm on a BlackBerry hype. So me he taking a life story, he's blatant wet, he caps and run. Man's on tag still drilling, I'm a sinner, I'll take my son. I put raps in your head, you're dead, this beef in the streets are far from done. I fell in love with my car, more Barbie, cause she's willing to hold my gun. I know I can change man's life, all I gotta do is wave my knife. Baby looks good in them jeans, if she ain't toxic, she can be my wife. 14 first time that I did it, I saw Dot and I gave him 5. Now's in a gas bar, I still told Broski, don't stop, just drive. I show him at the local shops, I'm shout and 8 hours rewind. When it comes to drum and expert, I don't leave no prince behind. Don't know man, slam guys out, been doing this shit from like knee high. Try rock me, must be high, watch your face get bust by me and see why. I'm trying to hit my man and then my man and then my man, like my name was Gunny. Splash man's face, no water, I'll do anything so badly. What you know about sitting in the UK, importing drugs, is talking Cali.
What is up, everyone? Hold on. Let me turn down the music a bit. All right. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better volume. Hope everyone's doing good. I sure am. All right. Let me do my intro. I always forget. Okay, welcome in everyone. My name is Angelina Tucci. I am a political science student. And I am streaming politics on the internet, hoping to make a career out of it. But I'm pretty sure we can do this. There's been a lot of people who have made careers out of less. So yeah, let me know how you're doing in chat. You know, it's pretty good weather today here in Southern California. Hey, DV8, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We're going to be covering some economics today. If anyone in chat saw Donald Trump's little speech last night, we're going to be going over that. So yeah, we're gonna, that speech, yeah, it was a crazy speech, I think. So we're gonna, I personally did not watch it live, because I think it took place right after I finished streaming, and I was like, I'm tired. So, but yeah, sounds like some crazy things happened. I don't know what this whole Trump hating on affordability, when literally that was his like big thing. That was his anti-establishment, connecting with the common people thing, and affordability was it. When he said, I'm gonna make grocery prices cheap again, that's what affordability is. When he got together with Zoran Mamdani and said, trying to make New York City affordable for the working class people is a great idea. So I don't know why all of a sudden Trump is, doing a little taco. He's doing a little chickening out on the affordability thing. So I suspect he's going to lose a lot of popularity, because that is it was bad. It was really, really bad. Or not really, really bad, but he's losing, his power is waning, his influence is gone. He's just not the man he used to be. Not that I ever thought he was something, but to the people that voted for him, he's not the guy. He's not the guy that they voted for. Or maybe some of them still think he is, but I don't know. It's I would say a lot of the people that voted for him were like affordability is it. And I mean like probably the anti-trans stuff and LGBT hate stuff. You know. So, all right, let's get into this article. Oh, I forgot to do a little Instagram story real quick. Let me do that actually. Let's turn the music up just a smidge more. Okay, here, you know what? Let's just like record the screen. Hold on. Sorry. We're experimenting here. Let's turn the screen around. All right. Oh crap. Hold on. This part. We need to do. All right, hey everyone. We are already live streaming. Here's a little behind the scenes look on the Instagram story. But if you want to hop in, hit the link. It'll be right here. Hit the link and hop into the chat. We are talking about Trump's crazy speech last night, and we'll be going over some more heavy economic stuff for the people who are economic nerds. So yeah, hop in. Aw, you got your cat next to you. That's so cute. What's your cat's name? This is a definitely cat loving zone. Aw, the cat's name is Valkyrie. That's so cute. That's such a good name for a cat. How old is Valkyrie? And I'm assuming she's a girl. Aw, she's 11. Aw, that's so cute. That's cute. We love girl cats on the stream, and we especially love old lady cats on the stream. So she is in good company. All right. Let's get into reading. I don't know if we should watch a little bit or read first. Because let me find a quick video on see someone else who did it. Let's stop the house music, although it's been amazing, thank you. But let's see, Trump. Okay, let's see from the Wall Street Journal.
Good evening, America. 11 months ago, I inherited a mess.
Oh my God.
When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people.
25 million.
From prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers More
What?
than 50% of whom
11
killed more than
888?
one
What a
person.
very specific number.
This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender
No.
for everybody, crime
Transgender
at
for
record
everybody.
levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the worst trade deals ever made, and our country was laughed at from all over the world. But they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11
Yeah, they're
months,
crying.
we
They're
have
crying because
brought
the world
more
is falling
positive
apart.
change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else.
Why does he think
with a
like winning the swing
mandate
states is
to
such a special
take on
thing?
a sick and corrupt system?
Women, yeah, men and women's sports,
really
it's not
just
happening.
Took the
It's
wealth
not a
from
thing.
people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war.
Wow,
They
so he
caused
just
mayhem.
rants
They
this
caused
entire
a
time?
horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hardworking people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our
0?
country, a feat which
I
everyone
thought
said
we're
was
like
absolutely
getting
impossible.
invaded. How?
Do you remember
It
when
doesn't
Joe
make
Biden
sense.
said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into
Bro,
the
wait, how can he say that they inherited the worst border in the entire world when literally he was in charge of the border 4 years before so? And like that was his thing. And I'm pretty sure when he left office, for the first time, he made a big thing saying that, you know, he did good building up the border. And then you're telling me that in the 4 years Biden was in charge, it went back to trash? No, literally Joe Biden continued the like border policies that Trump started, especially with the I forget what the policy was called, but it wasn't like it required people, well, they shut down the border because of COVID, right? And so they like took that explanation and just dragged it out way longer than COVID ever happened, and it was crazy. So
strongest border.
that's crazy. I
in
can't
the
believe he
history
would
of
say
our
that.
country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities. Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. And
Wow.
they decimated the
Not even
bloodthirsty
since
foreign
like
drug
the beginning of the
cartels.
founding
We
of the
did that
nation.
all by
Jeez.
ourselves with our people.
Well, I guess
and we're
DC
so
wasn't around then,
proud of it
but
because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by
that's
sea
what I'm
are
saying.
now down.
How could it go worst to
94%.
best?
We have broken
In
the grip
in
of
like
sinister woke radicals
I guess
in our
1
schools,
year.
and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength.
Okay. All right. So he just goes on talking about that stuff. I think we get the gist. Let's hop into the Politico article because I feel like it might give a little bit more info and not just straight up the same thing Donald Trump says every freaking day. Okay. This is from Politico, written by Eli Stokels. It's from today, the 18th, yeah. All right. As soon as President Donald Trump finished delivering his primetime address to the nation Wednesday night, he asked his senior aides how he did it. They all responded with some version of great. A journalist inside the White House diplomatic room for Trump's speech later shared in a pool report. And on airwaves across the internet, Trump's usual defenders gushed about the speech. Wow, they were gushing about that, like, boring. We couldn't even sit through 5 minutes of it. Deviate said, maybe we could cut back a little on military spending and go the meta. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. But in Trump's fit of rage and hatred towards Biden and Obama, he put up these new plaques, literally making fun of Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act. So we'll get into that, but it's just like every freaking time. I guarantee the first person to come and say, okay, we're gonna pay for healthcare, for do universal healthcare, I guarantee it's gonna be immensely popular with majority of Americans. Like, let the proof be Marjorie Taylor Greene literally fighting for Obamacare. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a conservative MAGA Republican who probably got her start into politics by being a Tea Party Republican wine mom, during the Obama years, and she went from being that to what she is today. She was fighting to keep Obamacare, fighting to keep the Affordable Care Acts. Yeah. Like Deviate says, it's popular with Americans no matter what side you are on. It's like, it's popular for the business owners. It's popular for workers because then business owners don't have to pay for healthcare. And it would just be so much better. But I mean, I guess, everyone's got to make their money, one way or another, off the American healthcare system. So, all right, let's get back to the Politico article. But offline and away from the cameras, many Republicans on Wednesday were far less ebullient, with the complex words, about the president's attempt to improve his dismal numbers on the economy. Yes, that's why we are definitely going to talk about the economy. Because that's literally what he was elected on, and he is not delivering on it. And increasingly downbeat about what that may mean for their party's chances next November's midterm election. It's the right idea to talk about the economy more, but the execution was abysmal, said one Republican operative who served in the first Trump administration. And like others interviewed for this story, he was granted anonymity to speak candidly without fear of retribution. He's a very effective salesman when his heart is in it or when he's on the attack. But the I feel your pain speech, he just doesn't have that club in his bag. Yeah. No, we've seen Trump not be able to relate with Americans. Like, he didn't even know how much groceries were. He didn't know the one clip I did see of his speech last night, he said that gasoline, like fuel that you use for your car, in some places cost $1.99. That is insane. That is a lie. Like, I in my entire years of driving, I don't think I ever paid less than $2 for a gallon of gas. There's no way that today people are, unless it's like the gasoline or the oil that they took from Venezuela that Trump is now putting on the black market, or just giving to oil companies, I guess. Maybe that's why it's more affordable now, but I don't understand why there would be any gas station selling gas for $1.99. That's crazy. Okay. It's the right idea to talk about the economy more, but the execution, oh, I already read that. I'm dumb. Trump's speech instead focused on the border. Wait, hold on. Yeah, when you said gas is 1.99, I always sort of yell where. Yeah, I really like, why don't reporters push him? Like, where, sir, Mr. President, what city is gasoline $1.99? The American public need to know, cuz I want to go and fuel up my car there, right? This is ridiculous. Okay. So he focused on the border and men playing in women's sports, issues that played well in 2024 but have seemed less salient in elections this year. White House Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair told Politico last month that Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears, who lost her race in for Virginia governor, talked too much about transgender issues. Wow. And then literally Trump gets interrupts everyone's TVs, whatever show they were watching, to literally rant about transgender people in sports, or not even transgender people in sports. He's just like men and women's sports. Few Republicans will criticize Trump directly, but his schedule over the last few weeks, with several speeches ostensibly focused on the economy, indicate that the White House understands they are losing the messaging. And Trump's decision to lay it all at the feet of former President Joe Biden could, according to critics, reinforce the belief that the administration is stuck in 2024 rather than planning for 2026. It's politics. The look back is never as effective as a look forward, said Kevin Madden, a veteran GOP communication strategist who worked on Mitt Romney and George W. Bush's presidential campaigns. Okay, that just makes sense. Elections are about the future. Yeah, messaging saying the looking back. It's not good. Voters will always provide more breathing room if you establish credibility by acknowledging the challenge. And the challenge right now is that their feeling from higher prices is real. Yeah, 100%. You have to acknowledge that first if you're ever going to gain their support for the policy plan to address it and make it better in the future. A former senior RNC official, pointing to a string of House Republican retirement, misused that for those on the fence. It's hard to imagine any member waking up today and saying, oh, now I feel better. I don't understand that, but historically, the president's party typically loses seats in their first midterm election. I think that's both parties, but getting the president's job approval up from the perspective of Republican candidates is job number one, said Aries, who doesn't think Trump's primetime address moved the needle. Well, I don't know if it moved the needle much in his favor, but it was no Joe Biden babbling like an old man moment, which I'm pretty sure Trump is close to. Like, I feel like Donald Trump is gonna miss one of his little injections, one of his little, one of his little vitamin shots, booster things that he gets every month, and then we're really gonna see how much of a tired, and I say that in the nicest way, how much of a tired old man he is. He just needs to step down, just like how we saw Frankie Valli. Jobs are moving out, then coming in. Yeah. I don't think it could go down in the pantheon of greatest presidential addresses, he continued. I don't know if it'll persuade anyone who hasn't already been persuaded. Yeah, no, it was bad, I guess. Trump made it clear from his opening line, I inherited a mess, he declared, that he didn't intend to shoulder any blame despite the recent despite the recent Reuters Ipsos poll that showed Trump's approval rating on the economy dropping to 33%, a new low for his second term. Wow, so he is losing support. All right, let's see the Reuters poll here. Okay. Yeah. Um Biden started when he took office in 2021, he started with really high approval rating. I mean, it's still under 60%. And then it slowly went down and dropped to 38%. Trump is at 34% right now. Or I mean, at the end of his first term, he was at 34%, and he's at 39% now. That's crazy. All right. Trump's rushed delivery and combative tone made the 20-minute address, which the major broadcast networks all opted to carry live in prime time, seems like he'd been forced to do it. Wow. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like he's having fun. He's definitely not at one of his rallies, you know?
8 wars in 10 months,
Yeah.
destroyed the Iran.
He's just reading.
Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling
Yeah, his
incomes, our
face.
policy.
You could tell it. His face and his heart isn't in it. President Trump was resoundingly reelected 1 year ago precisely because he, unlike Democrats, understood and acknowledged Joe Biden's economic disaster. Kush Desai, a White House spokesperson, said in a statement to Politico. Turning the page on the Biden inflation and affordability crisis has been a day one priority for the president. Yeah, like when he said, I'm going to make groceries affordable day one. I'm going to make gas affordable day one. Well, Kush, yep. Kush. Well, I don't know how to say this person's name. It's probably something Indian, and I'm messing it up. But come on. While much work remains, today's expectation beating inflation report is the latest proof that the administration's robust economic agenda will continue to pay off for everyday Americans. Yeah, that's not happening. Inside the White House, the message has shifted from Trump's declarations upon taking office that a golden age was underway to promises that the economy is set up for a stronger 2026. One senior White House official said that's based on an expectation that interest rates will come down and that a number of GOP tax cuts enacted this year will start to take effect. Yeah, I don't know about that. Interest rates coming down, we don't need interest rates to come down right now. You've got to look at what's going to happen in the new year. The tax cuts from the one big beautiful bill are going to kick in. So I think people will start to feel it, the official said. I don't know. In his remark on Wednesday night, Trump did mention that gasoline and food costs were going down on his watch. He touted the passage of the GOP mega bill that he noted included no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. I don't think they tax Social Security. That's so dumb. And he unveiled a new warrior dividend, announcing that all military service members would be receiving checks in the amount of $1,776. That's so cheesy. That's so cheesy to get a check for 1776. That's so cheesy. Nothing is going down, my gosh, and enough people will believe it or not. Enough people will believe it or not even question it. Yeah. They're not going to question it, because how many people, like with the no tax on tips, how many people are reporting their tips? They're not reporting 100% of their tips. If they are, good on them for being a good taxpayer, but nobody's reporting their tips, so there would be no taxes on them. So it's stupid. It's like made up stuff that, he thinks people care about, but they don't care about it. But that was enough for some of the president's most ardent supporters who believe Trump is doing all the right things on the economy. The poll numbers, some believe, simply reflect that the administration's messaging isn't yet taking hold. What he's been accomplishing should speak for itself, but that doesn't work in politics, said Joe I don't know that guy's name, the chairman of the Lay County Republican Party in Pennsylvania. Okay. I think the White House is focused on just getting things in place, and we weren't focused on the messaging, he added. That's one of our flaws on the Republican side, is that we think we just push and do good works that people will see, but apparently you have to really toot your own horn. Bro, and that's Trump's best asset, or like that's Trump's best skill, to toot his own horn. And they had nothing for him to toot his horn on? That's so dumb. Tax on tips is only for Wall Street people. I think they get something, but it's also called tips. Oh, that's really annoying if that's what it is. That's so freaking dumb. That's so dumb. But okay, yeah. Thank you, Politico. This was a good recap on, I guess, what was a boring. So he isn't talking about tips like at a restaurant where the average person is. See, I was dumb enough to fall for it, that when Trump said no tax on tips, I was thinking it's about restaurants or, waiters or people in the service industry. So like, it's dumb. It's dumb. All right.
Are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us.
Okay. Now I want to show this because I saw this in a Reddit post, but it seems pretty interesting. The White House. Okay, so here, let's see.
Raised quite a few eyebrows by
wow, that's such bad
new
quality
plaques of previous presidents. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, reporters got our first glimpse yesterday at the president's latest White House renovation along what's been dubbed the Presidential Walk of Fame. You can see there beneath the photo of each president, a plaque was installed with a Trumpian spin on explaining that president's accomplishments or history. The plaques, for example, mock President Biden, who's represented by a picture of an auto pen rather than a headshot, reading in part, "Sleepy Joe Biden was by far the worst president in American history." The President Clinton's plaque notes that his wife, Hillary Clinton, later lost an election to Donald Trump. And Ronald Reagan's plaque claims that the 40th president was a fan of Trump long before the latter ran for office. The White House says the president wrote many of these plaques himself.
Why would you lie about that? Wait, he said the president wrote the plaques himself? This was Donald Trump's little art project?
The White House says the president wrote many of these plaques himself. Craig?
Wow.
From the White House.
Hey, Mom. Yes, so childish. That's crazy that he would do this. So yeah, I wanted to go over Obama's plaque because it's important to the affordability thing. Okay. Sleepy Joe, boring. Nicknamed both sleepy and crooked, Joe Biden was dominated by his radical left handlers. They and their allies in the fake news media, a capital F, capital N, capital M, attempted to cover up his severe mental decline and his unprecedented use of the auto pen. Is that not like severe mental decline? decline. That's Trump. Okay, whatever. Damn. Wait, are they gonna show? I wanted to see Obama's. Okay, Obama's plaque names him as Barack Hussein Obama, the former president's full name, which is often used divisively. That's how you spell this, divisively. That's crazy. Thank you for that. Divisively. Jeez, I thought it would have been spelled D-I, but derisively. Wow. So I was saying that word wrong the whole time. Deviate said the only plaque he has are the one on his teeth. Yeah, no, that's for sure. That is for sure. All right. Calling him one of the most divisive figures in American history, the plaque details what the Trump administration paints as his failures, including Obamacare, which it calls the highly ineffective, unaffordable Care Act. That's crazy. So when I saw this, I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, the Republicans really could not defame this historic piece of legislation from Obama. They tried to make fun of him by calling it Obamacare, that it was like a negative thing, I guess. And then now they're trying to turn it to be the Unaffordable Care Act because they have to lie about the affordability of it. It was literally called the Affordable Care Act to make care affordable. And man, they have to like still taking swings at it. I guess Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about it made people feel some kind of way that, hey, yeah, Donald Trump did say he was going to make things affordable. Whereas the little Marco Rubio plaque, I know Marco Rubio needs a plaque saying that he's actually 6'3" and not 5'11". That little picture of him that we were laughing at yesterday, that is living in my head. I want like a life-size cutout. So when I say life-size, it's probably going to be shorter than me. A life-size cutout of little Marco Rubio looking down at his feet. Like, it's crazy. It's just, he's a crazy guy. He's a crazy guy. And I guess he's one of my favorite characters in this cast of craziness that is American politics. All right. He presided over a stagnant economy, approved the terrible Iran nuclear deal, and signed the one-sided Paris Climate Accords, both of which were later terminated by President Donald Trump, the plaque says. Obama's plaque also repeats Trump's conspiracy theory that Obama spied on his 2016 presidential campaign and says he presided over the creation of Russia, 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 which you know how much Trump loves to say Russia, Russia, Russia. I think he just he's like, if I say it 3 times, then Vladimir Putin shows up and says that's the worst political scandal in American history. Obama's office didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. President Bill Clinton's plaque ends with the fact that Trump beat Clinton's wife, Hillary, in the 2016 presidential election. Clinton's office didn't immediately respond for request to comment either. The 2 plaques summarizing Trump's time as president describe his leadership in glowing terms. The one detailing his first 4 years says during that period he signed the largest tax cuts in history, built a booming economy, eliminated a record number of federal regulations, rebuilt the United States military, terminated the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Climate Accords, ended the NAFTA disaster. Oh my God. He did not end NAFTA. He just renamed NAFTA. He literally he's like, NAFTA is horrible, and then renamed it the USMCA. And USMCA just stands for the US Mexico Canada Trade Agreement. stupid. Okay, so he ended NAFTA, destroyed the ISIS caliphate. Damn, just I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Islam, but the caliphate is more than like one person, right? Uh so I just, man, just the wow. Signed the historic Abraham Accords and created the greatest economy in the history of the world. No, he literally said that. The greatest economy in the history of the world. Just because you say words doesn't make them true. Oh my God. The plaque also boasts about Trump's second term, including his sweeping tariffs, hardline immigration policies, and says he removed critical race theory and transgender insanity from public schools and banned men from women's sports. He began the construction of the Golden Dome missile defense shield. Okay, that's not even been completed yet, and I don't even know if it's even been started. That was like supposed to be like Elon Musk working with us using us. I was gonna say Skynet. It's not Skynet. It's SpaceX. No, it's not SpaceX. It's Starlink. To like create like, I don't know, like this like global, this like not global, but this like mesh that goes over the United States and will protect us from missiles, like how the Iron Dome does in Israel. He renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and has built right here in the White House a magnificent Trump presidential ballroom after a 225-year wait. But the best is yet to come. Why do people keep saying that, bro? That's literally what was written on the plaque. The best is yet to come. That's so creepy. I don't like how people keep saying that. And by people, I mean like, you know. Oh yeah, I still call it the Gulf of Mexico too. You know, it'd be real interesting to see when hurricane season hits and how they're they're addressing the Gulf of Mexico. If the weather reporters are addressing it as the Gulf of America, that'd be pretty funny. All right. Plaques, crazy. All right. I wanted to share this video of a woman describing her experience with ICE, and she's like doing it at a city council meeting. So let's listen to this.
On December 10th, I witnessed two suspicious vehicles make a U-turn in the middle of the road and pull into the Beaverton City Courthouse back parking lot. I was concerned because I know this law operates as a safe park space for at-risk community members. I drove into the lot ready to film these two vehicles. As I parked, I saw 8 ICE vehicles and somewhere between 12 to 15 ICE agents. Once I parked, they pulled closer to my vehicle, and soon I was entirely surrounded. I asked the community that was watching my live feed to dial 911 and to urge Beaverton Police to respond. I felt outnumbered and in danger. Several community members made that call. I looked around and I saw a number of Beaverton Police vehicles within 100 feet of me. I also witnessed several police officers walk out from the courthouse building and take notice of what was going on. I spoke from my car's PA system, again asking police to respond.
Her car has a PA system?
For 39 minutes, I sat in the lot, surrounded and alone. 3 calls were made to 911 with my exact location. No one came. A day later, I received an incident report from Beaverton officer Robert Lamb. It alleges he responded and saw nothing. This is a lie. Officer Lamb then contradicts himself and claims he saw 10 people dressed in all black cursing at an unidentified vehicle. This is also a lie. That day, the Beaverton City government team put out a statement corroborating these lies and have yet to redact their post despite ample evidence that delegitimizes Officer Lamb's statements. We were told by local legislators nearly a month ago that the best thing we can do when we see ICE activity is to call police. They told us police would respond. 39 minutes later, in the wrong parking lot, with a report full of lies is not an acceptable response. I have a question for the police. If you refuse to do your job, are you prepared for us to do it for you?
Dang.
My question for city government, what sort of accountability are you prepared to take for posting a statement packed with lies? It's still up, by the way. Over 500,000 people have watched that live stream. Over 800 people have commented on those online reports that you made. We demand a public retraction of your statement and an audit of Officer Lamb's incident report. Thank you.
Crazy. So, yeah, this woman shared her story about how her interaction with ICE, and man, it's crazy. But she's not the only one. I suspect a lot more stories are going to come out of this because they keep doing things. So I found this other story from The Guardian. I'll read it. But it does have some video. And it's another instance of people just coming out and or I should say people another instance of media continuing the coverage of ICE, right? Like it's still a thing. People are, it's still happening. People are still getting taken. Like it's just because it's not being like covered breaking news moment every time, something like this happens or another, like Kilmar Obrego situation happens. Just because it's not happening like that doesn't mean it's done. So, all right. So from The Guardian, this is in Minnesota. Videos show people in Minnesota and Illinois throwing snowballs at federal agents trying to arrest residents. So here, let's watch this video real quick. Oh man, that's crazy. That's so crazy. The lady's literally face down in the snow. Wow. Man. Bystanders were heard pleading with the agents to let the woman go, and she's like face down in the snow. Like they're kneeling on her back so she can't move. She's already sorry. I did not realize that so many people blow whistles at these things. I mean, I guess that's the point, to raise awareness. But yeah, she's face down, like I don't even know if she can breathe. Okay, that's the end of the video. All right, let's get into the story. ICE meets snow as federal agents aggressively raid and detain immigrants in cities across the U.S. People working to prevent these arrests are using the abundant snow on the ground to fight back. In videos of confrontations in Minnesota and Illinois, people have thrown snowballs at federal agents who are trying to apprehend their neighbors, often as agents are using force or wielding weapons. In many instances, the agent, at one point, she appears to be partially handcuffed, and an agent drags her around a snowy street. The bystanders shout at the agents to let her go as a chorus of car horns and whistles blare to let the neighborhood know agents are there. An agent holds a taser in one hand and points a weapon at the crowd. Oh, I think we did see that part. Here, let me just turn the volume off. That was when this dude, I think it was, hold on. This is right after they dragged her. Okay, and here you could see that he has a taser in his left hand, and then he's waving the gun around in his right hand. That's crazy. That's crazy that he has both weapons. He's like it's the zombie apocalypse, and he needs to have two sidearms, or needs to have two weapons to switch between them, because he's getting